Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we're going to talk about a very important topic, and that is women's safety. Okay, so continuing on with the video. So politeness and manners, something that us women were brought up to have. These are considered social graces. They are still considered social graces. However, I think it is important to know about nuance and when you should have it. Okay, so one of the things that we were taught to do was to speak when someone is speaking to you. So if they're talking to you, you're supposed to talk back. If you're in a awkward situation, we are taught to smile. However, I think some of these polite taughtness skills, can be harmful as a woman. Alright, and so let's say that, you're going from point A to B and you're in the vicinity of a man and he strikes up or he attempts to strike up a conversation with you. So the first thing you would think to do was to turn around, acknowledge him, and smile, show politeness. However, I'd like to say that that can backfire. As a woman, you should not smile, especially when you are out and about on your own, when you're engaging with a man and you don't want to give the impression that you're interested in him sexually, relationship, anything like that. Do not smile. You see, with men, they assume that if you smile or you're it's an invitation to get picked up, an invitation like, oh, she's interested in me, and that's not true. So fortunately for us, we were taught to smile and be polite, when that can actually be dangerous for you when you are commuting or you're going about your business. So ladies, if you are doing your thing, on your own, whether for the moment or what, do not smile. Don't smile at a man. Do not laugh when he's talking to you. Don't do any of that, because he will foresee it as flirting and will continue engaging. And that's completely the opposite of what you want to do. You want to end this awkward interaction. So you think by being polite, laughing, smiling, being pleasant, you're like, okay, maybe he'll get the hint that I'm not, I'm trying to be polite and just go on about my day. But no, that is not how it is read to them. That's not how it goes. They see it as either A, you are dumb, or 2, you're flirting with them and now you're interested in them. So don't do that. Okay, so another tip that I definitely want to speak about is would be how to protect yourself in a situation where you're not smiling, you're not being polite, going about your business, and a man is following you or he's trying to intimidate you. And let's say you're walking home at night, coming off of work late. Yeah, we all somewhere in time have been in a situation like that. But yeah, let's say that happens to you, right? And this man is bigger than you. My tip would be to, I haven't tried this out yet, but is to act crazy. Do your most craziest face, make your body awkward, big, act like you belong in a mental asylum and scare the offender away. There's no way that you can fight off a man. No, you can't do it, so don't even attempt to. However, you should, use your brain, act crazy, act like, you got the fidgeties or something, talk to yourself, talk crazy, talk like, there's nobody in front of you, talk like be weird, be crazy, scare them away. Because when you do that, they think, oh, this girl's crazy, this woman's crazy, like, what the heck, you draw attention to yourself too. And so definitely act crazy, act insane when you're in a situation where you fear you can't get out of. So that's another tip. Speaking about being loud, let's say that he did pick you up or something, right? Do not remain quiet. Do not stay quiet. Do not scream. Scream your head off. Scream, scream, scream. Draw attention to yourself. If you are in a dangerous situation, draw attention. That is just the truth, because if you draw attention, someone is more likely to step in and, they'll get embarrassed or some, just draw attention to yourself. So definitely do that. And another one would be, let's say that you're in a state where you're not allowed to carry guns. Like, you're not allowed to carry guns. What are some ways you can protect yourself as a woman, and there are some creative ways you can do. One of the fun creative ways I like to say is the can and sock. So what you do, you take a nice can, like let's say if you have Campbell soup, or one of those big, thick, progressive soup cans or vegetable cans. Take that can, put it in a sock, and carry it in your bag. Tie that sock up very well. Keep it in your bag. So if, like, you might be in a dangerous situation and you have to protect yourself, and you can't, you're not allowed to carry a gun or anything like that. You can still knock somebody out with that. So yeah, that's just another tip that you can do. And yeah. And lastly, this one is, I feel like, the most important one would be to, when you're walking and you want to listen to music, do not put both AirPods in your ear. Have one AirPod out of your ear and have the other AirPod that's playing in your ear, have it on a low volume, so you can always be alert about your surroundings. And when you're walking, walk at a confident and calm pace. So don't walk super duper duper fast. Don't look so like anxious and all that stuff. Don't slouch when you walk. Stand up straight and be confident when you're walking. Look like you're observing your environment and you're walking at a calm pace. So when you do that, you're like less likely to be kidnapped, because they would be a little intimidated by a woman that's walking confidently. But a woman who's slouched over or walking very, very fast, or is very anxious as she's walking, or has headphones in, or isn't paying attention to her surrounding, is more of a target for someone to pick them up, kidnap them. So yeah, this is my video on how to stay safe as a woman. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and tell me, what you think. Share some stories about incidents and things of that, or stories that have scared you, like this one here that scared me and prompted me to make this video. But yeah, ladies, stay safe, and yeah, stay safe and have a great time, and let's connect. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.